You heard from the legend himself to start the show. Tiger Woods plans on playing at the Masters this week, while adding he believes he could win another green jacket. If you don't have the chills listening to Tiger, check your pulse. Tiger hasn't competed in a major since the Masters in the fall of 2020. It was in February of 2021. He was in a major car accident in Los Angeles, and doctors had to insert a rod into his tibia. There was fear of leg amputation. Tiger said today he didn't leave a hospital bed for 3 months recovering. So the fact that the greatest golfer of all time, greatest showstopper in golf history, one of the greatest shows ever in sports history is going to play this week, it's simply incredible. Woods stressed in vintage Tiger fashion that he only competes when he thinks he can win. That's Woods. That's the assassin mentality, that mental edge over everyone else. He stressed to the press today he isn't worried about golf this week. Now, walking the course at Augusta, that's always a challenge under normal circumstances, and that's going to be even more of a challenge this week. But Tiger had that vintage Tiger gleam in his eye today talking to the media. He played a practice round with his son Charlie and his good friend Justin Thomas, and then he played the course at Augusta on Sunday and Monday, and reportedly looked great. Of course he did. It's Tiger Woods, the same Tiger Woods who won in 2019, won the Masters after an 11-year major drought. The buzz, the feel at Augusta is always the best. Now it's going to be at a totally different level. I can't wait to see Tiger work his magic. I can't wait to see him make the cut and be on the prowl this weekend at Augusta on CBS. The greatest comeback ever in championship game history. Down 15 at halftime, down 16 in the first half to beat North Carolina for the title. Wow. Bill Self, how about it? Now remember, he referenced it in that interview with Jim Nantz. The first title that he won was a comeback down 9 with 2 minutes to go. Told his players at halftime he would rather be in the position that they were in last night at midway point. And Kansas, of course, this squad, had the reference point of being down in the Elite Eights against Miami before exploding in the second half. And that's what Kansas did last night. They were fired up, took advantage of terrible Carolina possessions to start the second half. Kansas imposed its will with athleticism and skill and defense. I'm always honest with you, I thought it was over at halftime. I really did. But by the 15-minute mark of the second half, you knew it was anyone's game. Remy Martin, are you kidding me? Incredible off the bench. Abaji was terrific. McCormick was unstoppable. Kansas outscored Carolina 47-29 in the second half. It was the ultimate run in a championship game with the proverbial backs against the wall. Kansas was dominant and just incredible with this season on the brink. Bill Self did a superb job making sure that the team was confident in a game where it was seemingly over and it was going to go to Carolina. You got to give Kansas credit. They showed off their depth. They showed off their talent, and it only made the taste of victory that much sweeter for the champs. I truly understand the emotion from Caleb Love because that was heartbreaking. Carolina had a special, unreal, unforgettable run to the title game as an 8 seed. Next sentence. They choked away a championship. To me, that was the bigger story than Kansas's comeback. Carolina's first half was dominant and flat out majestic. The start of the second half was frankly mind-numbing. Rush, long jumpers, and ill-advised threes with a lot of time on the shot clock. It made no sense. They went away from everything that was working brilliantly in the first half. The first 20 minutes were gorgeous. The start of the second half was simply grotesque, and the end of the game was as bad or frankly worse. 72-69. 15 seconds left. They acted like there were 5 seconds to go. Love, an awful shot. Missed 3. R.J. Davis rebound. Here's Puff Johnson. Wild missed 3. What are you doing? And then Maddox with the rebound threw it to no one in particular. There was no reason to go nuts. Love was so incredible this entire tournament, and he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn last night. And I don't want to hear that Carolina was gassed. They just needed to play smarter. They beat great teams like Baylor and UCLA and Duke, showing unreal toughness and clutch play. Those teams, to me, were better than Kansas. I feel so terrible for Armando Bacot. I mean, he gutted it out last night, so impactful on that sprained ankle, his sixth double-double of the tournament, only to inexplicably have the Superdome floor give out late, and he had to leave the game before that ill-fated ending. Sure, credit Kansas, appreciate the Carolina run, but the Tar Heels had it and blew it, and if you're a Carolina fan, that was awful. A lot to talk out on a Tuesday. Bill Self, after years, 14 long years of failure and underachievement as a one seed, Bill Self finally won another NCAA tournament. So, do I need to change my opinion of Bill Self? Let's talk this one out. No. Bill Self deserves a lot of credit for this championship. I thought Bill Self did a remarkable job, and we said as much in real time in the regular season. I don't think this was a classically loaded Kansas team. I thought he did a great job in terms of getting them to play hard in the regular season, in the postseason. And I just think that this was the single worst inbounds play I've ever seen. I mean, the Kansas player stepped out of bounds 3 times. And let's make sure we're clear. 4.3 to go, 3-point game. Foul! Foul! You have to foul! You can't let North Carolina get a 3-pointer up. That's textbook coaching 101. And if that shot went in, Bill Self would be getting destroyed by everyone. So I still don't think Bill Self could coach his way out of a paper bag. He didn't foul. Up 3, foul. What are you doing? He won. Give him credit. I still don't believe in Bill Self. To the NBA, Kevin Durant said the Nets season was derailed by his January knee injury that forced him to miss almost 2 months. So, is KD's knee injury to blame for the Nets' poor season? Let's talk this one out together. No. It's Kyrie Irving. And Kyrie Irving choosing to make a stand with the vaccine as opposed to playing basketball. Because you didn't have Kyrie Irving for half the games when the Brooklyn Nets were at home. So that's what derailed the season. You could have dealt, if you're Brooklyn, with the 22 missed games from KD with the sprained MCL. Injuries happen. Not being available or wanting to be out there with your teammates, that's a problem. Something that Ben Simmons knows all about. Remember when the Harden-Simmons deal was made? We said it was a major win for Philly for a variety of reasons, including we said Ben Simmons would never play for Brooklyn in the regular season. By the way, Steve Nash announced yesterday, Ben Simmons not going to play for Brooklyn in the regular season. We were ahead of the curve on that. That was the easiest prediction in the history of time to shine, because Ben Simmons, whether it's physically, mentally, how much he cares about basketball, he just doesn't want to be out there. I mean, that was the issue in Philly. Never worked at his craft. So is he going to be there for the play-in? No. Playoffs? Not going to happen. I appreciate Kevin Durant talking about it, so he points the thumb as opposed to the finger, but everybody knows this was on Kyrie Irving. There has been no chemistry, no continuity, and that's why people talk about the Nets' upside forever. We did a great job on the show always talking about the downside and the reality, because the Brooklyn Nets had zero chemistry right from the jump, and that was all on Kyrie Irving. To Major League Baseball, where my guy Vlad Guerrero Jr. flirted with the Triple Crown for much of last season. So, can Vladdy win the Triple Crown in 2022? Let's talk this one out. Oh, you're damn right he can. I think that Vlad Guerrero Jr. is one of the amazing players and faces of baseball. His swing, his power, his ability to hit to all fields, that Blue Jay lineup. Let me tell you something, and I want to stress the lineup because he's going to drive in a boatload of runs. I think he's going to lead the league in homers, and I think that batting average is going to be at the top. I mean, look at this lineup. I mean, this is incredible. George Springer's going to have a monster year. Bichette is outstanding. Hernandez, in terms of lineup protection for Vladdy, that's perfect. Chapman, what a pickup that was. Gurriel's outstanding. I think that Vlad Guerrero Jr., look, I'm not wearing oven mitts because this doesn't even count as a hot take. I think he can absolutely win the Triple Crown, and I think that he, bare bones minimum, is going to finish top 3 for batting average, homer, and RBI in the American League. That is ridiculously special. That's the kind of player Vlad Guerrero Jr. is. In the NFL, the Miami Dolphins kicked off their offseason workout program yesterday. So in year 3, what's fair to expect from Tua Tagovailoa? Let's talk this one out together. Well, first of all, availability. He needs to stay healthy. That's number 1. I think Tua Tagovailoa is going to have a monster year. You know I love Tua. Look, he'll never live up to, being picked over Justin Herbert, but forget about that. That ship sailed. Tua Tagovailoa has had a good start, not great, a good start to his NFL career. Terrible offensive line, no offensive-minded coach, no running back. Well, listen, now he has Tyreek Hill, 1 of 1 in terms of a home run hitter. 2 dynamic running backs who can catch the ball out of the backfield. Love the pickups of Edmonds and Mostert. Love what they did with Ced Wilson. I mean, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Ced Wilson with Mike Gesicki running pass patterns and Mike McDaniel's offense. Look, and I love Brian Flores as a head coach. Flores failed in terms of the offensive coordinator. And Mike McDaniel now as a head coach, think about what he did with Deebo Samuel in San Francisco. I think that you're going to see Tua Tagovailoa be available, be smart, be dominant. People talking about his ability to throw deep. Tua Tagovailoa, I mean, you got to remember, there was a tanking for Tua. This guy has the talent. He's had the chops, the experience, albeit on the college level in big games. He's owned Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots, albeit a brief sample, but in his NFL career. I think Tua Tagovailoa is going to shut up the critics and the haters and lead the Dolphins to the playoffs. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.